Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. It's your buddy here, ready to break down the week ahead from the 12th of January to the 18th of January, 2026. Friends, this isn't going to be your average midwinter week. I've been poring over the long-range forecasts, and we're looking at a real roller coaster of conditions across the Great Lakes, specifically the southern Lake Michigan area. Why is this week special? Because we're starting with a warm-up that could get the fish moving, followed by a significant cold snap that's going to lock things down tight. This means you have to be smart, you have to be strategic, and if you listen closely, you're going to have a serious advantage. I promise you, by the end of this video, you'll know exactly which days to call in sick and which days to stay home and organize your tackle box. So grab a coffee and let's dive in. First up, let's talk about our primary targets for this time of year: yellow perch and the hard-fighting brown trout. These are the two species that offer the most consistent action when the big freeze is on. Let's start with those beautiful yellow perch. Right now, these fish are schooled up tight. In early winter, they were roaming the shallower flats, but by mid-January, they've pushed out into deeper water. You need to be looking for them in the basins and holes, typically in 20 to 40 feet of water. My advice is to use your electronics to find the edges of old weed beds or subtle drop-offs on the lake floor. That's where the baitfish are hiding, and the perch will be right there with them. For catching them, you have to downsize everything. The water is cold and the fish's metabolism is slow. We're talking small tungsten jigs in natural colors like black or green, tipped with a single spike or a wax worm. The key is a very subtle jigging motion, just a slight lift and fall, and then hold it perfectly still. Most of the bites will be incredibly light, just a tiny tick or a bit of weight on your line. So pay close attention. Now, for those of you who want a bigger pull, let's talk brown trout. These guys are the ghosts of the winter harbors. They cruise the marinas and boat basins looking for an easy meal. The best spots are going to be near any kind of structure, pier pilings, break walls, or rocky bottoms. They are drawn to these areas because they hold heat and attract minnows. My go-to tactic for winter browns is using tip-ups with live shiners or minnows. Set your bait about halfway down the water column to start, and spread your tip-ups out to cover different depths until you find where the fish are cruising. If you prefer active jigging, a medium-sized jigging spoon in silver or white, ripped aggressively and then allowed to flutter down, can trigger some incredible strikes. These fish are aggressive, but you have to put the lure right in front of their face. Now for the why, let's break down the conditions for the week. The weather is going to be a major player. We are starting the week Monday and Tuesday with unseasonably warm air temperatures pushing up to around 40 degrees Fahrenheit. This will be coupled with cloudy skies and maybe some light drizzle. But don't let the mild air fool you. The pressure will be dropping ahead of a major system. That pressure drop can sometimes trigger a brief feeding window, especially for the trout. The big change comes midweek. Around Wednesday, a cold front is expected to blast through, bringing snow showers and a dramatic drop in temperature. By the weekend, we're looking at highs in the low 20s and overnight lows in the teens. This is a classic winter pattern: a mild start, a turbulent middle, and a frigid, stable end. The wind will be moderate from the south to start the week, then swing around to the north and west as the front passes, which will make things feel much colder. The water temperature in the southern basin of Lake Michigan is hovering right around 33 to 35 degrees Fahrenheit. It's brutally cold, which means the fish are lethargic. Their strike zone is small, and they aren't going to chase a bait very far. The key takeaway here is that slow, precise presentations will be the most effective. The slight warm-up early in the week won't change the water temperature much, but the associated low-pressure system might just be enough to get them a little more active. Let's look at the moon phase. On Monday the 12th, we are in the last quarter phase. As we move through the week, the moon will be waning, heading towards the new moon on Sunday the 18th. According to old fishing wisdom, the days leading up to a new moon can be fantastic for fishing. The darker nights supposedly make fish feed more aggressively during the daylight hours. While I always trust the weather and my electronics first, it's an interesting factor to consider. This week, the moon phase is definitely in our favor, especially for the weekend warriors. So what's the overall activity level? Fish are in a full winter holding pattern. Their goal is to expend as little energy as possible while still getting enough food to survive. The schools of perch will be large but localized. If you find one, you found 100. The brown trout will be solitary hunters cruising predictable routes. This is a game of patience and precision. The early week warm-up is our best shot at finding slightly more aggressive fish, while the stable, cold, high-pressure system at the end of the week should provide a slow but steady bite if you can stay on top of the schools. All right, let's put it all together. Here is your day-by-day breakdown, the part you've all been waiting for. On Monday, the 12th of April, calling for a good day of fishing. The temperature will be mild, in the high 30s, with overcast skies. This is your best chance to take advantage of the conditions before the front moves in. The fish might be slightly more active. Get out early and try to locate those perch schools. For Tuesday, the 13th of April, the bite will be fickle. Temperatures will peak in the mid-40s, but the barometric pressure will be dropping ahead of the storm. You might experience a short, aggressive feeding window right before the weather turns, but it could also be completely dead. It's a roll of the dice. Wednesday, the 14th of April, is going to be weak. The cold front hits. Expect snow showers, gusty winds from the north, and plummeting temperatures. The fish will have lockjaw. This is a perfect day to stay home, organize your gear, and maybe watch some fishing videos on YouTube. Thursday, the 15th of April, will be average. Post-front conditions will set in. It will be cold with temperatures in the mid-20s. The high-pressure system will start to build, and the bite should slowly start to improve as the day goes on. Patience will be essential. On Friday, the 16th of April, I'm rating the bite as average to good. We'll have stable high pressure, cold temperatures, and hopefully some sunshine. The fish will have acclimated to the change. This is a great day to be on the ice. The bite won't be fast and furious, but it should be consistent if you put in the work. Saturday, the 17th of April, looks good. More of the same stable, cold weather. With the moon getting closer to its new phase, this could be the best day of the weekend. Dress in very warm layers and focus on those subtle presentations for perch deep down. Finally, Sunday, the 18th of April, the day of the new moon, should be another good day. Expect a cold morning, with temperatures in the teens, but a steady bite. It's a fantastic opportunity to finish the week strong. The fish should be in a predictable pattern, so if you found them on Saturday, they should still be there on Sunday. So there you have it, friends. A week of transition that offers some real opportunity if you play your cards right. I hope this helps you plan your time on the water. Please be safe out there, check the ice thickness, and let someone know where you're going. From my boat to yours, tight lines, and I'll see you on the water. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below. What are your plans for this week? Did my forecast match what you were thinking? Let's chat about it. Until next time, get out there and make some memories.